healthcare. Now this is one sector that most venture capitalists and big investors say could be the one that produces the next billion-dollar startup, the next big unicorn. After all, India's disorganized healthcare sector needs a gladiator. A startup that can provide assistance that is efficient, that is urgent, and that leaves no room for error. Well, one startup is claiming that it can use the power of technology to provide round-the-clock medical advice through smartphones. But can a new app that only offers telephonic medical consultation make a difference and gain the user's trust? Well, Dr. 24/7 claims that it can.
As an entrepreneur, I am everything from the CEO to the peon.
From the CEO to the peon. This startup founder knows that in order to make his nascent idea take flight, he's got to wear multiple hats. Meet Alok Malik and his partner in crime, Vikrant Yadav. Together, this duo has created Dr. 24/7, an app that claims to connect you instantly to doctors, anytime, anywhere. But before they tell us how they're going to accomplish that, we want to know. How does Dr. 24/7 hope to compete with both government and private hospitals? How will Dr. 24/7 scale up from just an app? How does this startup ensure its response time is faster than any other?
We have a huge shortage of doctors. The Union Ministry of Health estimates that we will need at least 400,000 more doctors to come in the next 2 or 3 years. Unlikely that we will be able to bridge that gap. In that scenario, being able to access good quality medical advice for common ailments where you don't need to travel, but where you can use technology to get medical advice is what Dr. 24/7 offers, and that is disruptive, I think.
And meeting this shortage of doctors and promising us instant, urgent medical advice is Dr. 24/7. Available across Android and iOS platforms, the app and its team enable subscribers to speak instantly with what they say are qualified, experienced, licensed doctors any time of the day. And the USP of this startup is that it guarantees medical advice anywhere in India. Now this may be the factor that helps it emerge as a cut above other health startups making similar claims. Well, now despite all the goals and ambitions of this startup, challenges are imminent given the competition in the space. So Alok, what are the challenges that you foresee?
Any business has a gestation period, and today you're not building just footfalls. If I were to take the analogy of retail, you're looking to build a sustainable business where people come back to use the service again and again, and that requires you to invest in customer acquisition. It requires you to invest in technology, continue to invest in technology, and that is the biggest challenge, which is getting funding to take it to the next level.
We have to admit, if Dr. 24/7 can connect each Indian with a doctor without physical travel, this startup could be a game changer. But we decided to ask Alok a few important questions and see if this startup can scale to new heights.
Round-the-clock medical assistance through smartphones. Is India really ready for a startup like this?
I think the time is right for people to start using facilities like this. We have about 250 million plus smartphone users in the country already. And the fact of the matter is I've met over 400 doctors, and consulting over the telephone is quite a well-established practice. So with this convergence, I think, yes, we are absolutely ready for technology to enter the healthcare space.
But do you think you can really ever compete with big government hospitals or private hospitals? Because one's natural instinct would be to turn to a hospital rather than an app when there's a medical emergency.
We are not competing with these guys. What my service provides, or Dr. 24/7 provides, is experienced, licensed, registered medical practitioners across the country who you could talk to any time of night or day. So it's a convenience, and it's access over the telephone call for ailments that don't really require a visit to the doctor.
But how do you ensure that your response rate is faster than any other such service? Because Dr. Insta, for instance, is another player in this field.
Oh, there will be a lot of startups experimenting in this space right now. I think the success lies in the execution, and the speed to attend a call is a function of our doctors being available around the clock. So, which is why we are focused on the voice call right now.
Can a model like Dr. 24/7 be successful in averting emergencies at all?
No, we don't we are not in the business of tending to emergencies because there is no physical contact. But what we do provide is medical advice of the kind that is right for the patient. So if your symptoms require you to go to a hospital, that is what our advice will be. And that's a mission statement. We will do what is good for the patient.
How exactly do you make money?
So we keep a percentage of the fees that actually goes to the doctor. So the doctor's fee is, let's say, 200 rupees. We keep a certain percentage of that. So we are really making doctors available to potential patients across the country. So you could be in Delhi, and depending on when you want to, when you call up, and you might get connected to a doctor in Calcutta or in Bombay or in Bangalore. So it's agnostic of geography now. So what it does, it makes the doctors visible to potential patients across the country, and it provides instant access to potential patients for doctors across the country. So it works both ways.
How will Doctor 24/7 scale up from being just an app?
Doctor 24/7 will continue to be a mobile-based app, but we will add features that will go beyond just voice. We will add on video, as in when the video experience stabilizes. We don't have it right now because more than half the call is the video doesn't really work, and if it's a poor experience, the customer is never happy. Till we can get that stabilize the 4G network and we can get a video in place, we won't offer that. But that's the next step. And it's not just about making it available to people in the cities. It's about taking it to the smaller towns, the rural areas, the semi-rural areas. It's about places where organizations have factories. So I've worked in places, in companies like ITC and PepsiCo, and we've had factories in remote areas. We'd want to give our people, the workforce employed with the factory, access to good medical advice. And I think this is what the app does. It reaches out and provides advice to people where access to good quality doctors may be limited.
Okay, so now that I've registered myself on Doctor 24/7, I've made my profile, and I get 3 very simple tabs that I can click on. There's child specialist, general physicians, or gynecologist. So just click on whichever one you want. So I'll click on general physician.
This is Dr. Sachin. Welcome to Doctor 24/7. How may I help you?
Yeah, hi doctor. I just wanted to consult you for a cold that I've been having since the morning. It's an allergy.
And soon after a few general questions, I was prescribed a medicine for my cold.
So for that you need Allegra. I'll send a prescription. You need just once a day. Usually is enough. But in a very serious condition, you can even have twice in a day.
Okay.
And I was well on my way to fixing it.
I like the idea of Doctor 24/7. Hitting regional towns, tier 2 towns through the mobile app is a great idea.
I like their brand name. I even like their niche. There are a lot of challenges over here. I think going with an app-only strategy is not the right way to do it. They really need to get an online presence.
Clearly they need to kind of get consumers on board, customers on board. The reach has to be started. Capital raise has to happen. They need to obviously get the infrastructure in place. So overall, great idea.
You are in a segment which is a very high trust area. In order for all that trust to happen, I need to first go to the website, understand all of that, and then once I have that trust, will I allow them into my phone?
A startup to satisfy our immense appetite for videos. Dakar is quirky, simple, and may have its hands on a priceless idea. But it's the execution of this idea that we will be tracking. And Doctor 24/7 is trying to provide medical advice to anyone, anywhere in India without physical travel. If achieved, this startup could be a game changer in India's disorganized health sector. And we'll decode their strategies only on Unicorn, Chasing the Startup Dream.